He's loving it, man.
Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today, I'm so excited to have on a 4-year-old, a 35, 38, 40, and 46-year-old from Sheffield, Cardiff, Oldham, Greater Manchester, Chesterfield, Romford, Essex. And this is just a real mixed bag of nuts on the podcast today. Welcome to the shed, Leigh Hudson, Pete Banton, or Barry the Baguette, whatever that's about, Massive Baz or Fit Baz, and my creepy stalker neighbor. Okay, so we got to keep this organized. There's so many people. So we'll start with Leigh. How did you find out about the shed?
I think it was on Twitter. I think somebody out there kind of shared something about the pod, and I've been listening to like a one from that's based in the UK or whatever, and I was just getting into listening to some of those while I was doing a bit in the gym and things like that. And then I saw this one listed and just listened to the first episode, and I was like, yes, this is exactly the content we were looking for. So yeah, it's been wicked. Basically, I think I've listened to everyone since. It's been awesome.
Thank you. And yeah, we've stayed in contact through Twitter. And Cabinet Maker, 7 a.m. Fuck you. Anyways, okay. Thank you for the support. And yeah, we've got to know each other right through Twitter, and you've let me know about Manchester and different historical facts, maybe. Okay, Baguette, how'd you find out about the shed?
I think
Are you actually got a Barry Bruss jersey in the background? That coward that never even came to the game?
Fucking coward. Back the coward.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get things going. I actually don't know. He's probably a nice guy, but maybe he was injured, right? You know, maybe he was injured. I'm trying to set up fights in my shed, and this guy's not even coming to the games, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, wait till next time. Barry 11.
Sure you will. Okay, how'd you find out about the shed? Sorry. Bit rude to start.
No. Yeah, I think it was the second Mosey episode. My friend just texted me and was like, "Oh my god, have you heard this?" And that was it from there. Mosey.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the shed. Nice to get to know you finally.
Yeah.
And you actually gave you threw a Twix at Mac, didn't you?
I threw a Twix at Mac.
May or may not have. You know.
Definitely did.
And you gave a cheeseburger to Mosey.
Yep.
Thank you for the support. That makes my heart full when I see Mosey with a microwavable cheeseburger. You know? Okay, Baz, how'd you find out about the shed?
I know through Twitter it was. Well, you said I obviously follow you on Twitter and everything like that. And I listened to, I love the Stephen Dixon episode. I thought that was absolutely brilliant.
He's coming on
Dixon's
tomorrow.
Is he such a cool guy? Dixon is on and off the ice. Like,
you're right.
He's really, really nice guy. Like,
and cooler than all of us.
Yeah. A silky hair.
Nice hair, really nice hair. You're right.
Mine's coming on a bit as well now. So
you lost a lot of weight, since we took our topless photo together.
Yeah, since that day. I think that was the first time I ever met you, Wally, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, you were in a hockey fan. You were in a hockey fan when I played in Cardiff. We met at Wally night, and we took a topless photo in the bar together, right?
Yeah, that's right. And you had your belly face painted, didn't you? A devil on it.
I'm a big Joey Martin fan. He's coming on tomorrow too.
Honestly,
yeah, not as nice hair as Dicko, but really cute, really cute.
Wally, I know you like a love story on the pod, but that's got to be up there, hasn't it? That you two guys met with your tummies out.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's definitely when we met, though. Was at Wally night. You were not a fan before, but I had seen you on Twitter, and I had seen the picture of you topless in the crowd, like with Eglin and Franny. You know that picture? That's legendary.
That was playoff weekend. I don't know what came over me. I think it was just
it happens.
Like, obviously, I just don't know. It was massive emotions. Yeah, massive emotions. That was something I never experienced in my life. Winning that, and then I just thought, stuff it. My top comes straight off around the head. Obviously, it's my Lewis jersey as well, and then.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna get into that, but I'm just curious. Like, do you think it's gonna be as funny or cool when you take your top off in the crowd now that you're skinny?
Well, a lot of people didn't I, at the CHL game, and people were like, "Baz, is that you?" I was like, "Yeah." Jesus, we didn't realize that was you.
It's not even funny when you're skinny. That's why, like,
No, I know.
now that I'm skinny, I'm keeping my top on too.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
all
get mine
changed
off
now.
yet,
All right, okay. Now get on to the main event. My creepy stalker neighbor. How did you find out about the shed?
Just
Oh,
talking with I watched a couple of live and stuff. I think I saw the Joey Martin one was the first one I saw, and
Joey
then you
Martin
mentioned.
one?
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen a couple before, but the Joey Martin ones I remember because you mentioned stalker neighbour, and I was just pissing myself laughing. But it's just
Yeah, no. Are you still living there? Are you still in the same building?
yeah, still in the same,
Beautiful
still in the same
view.
place, bud.
Oh, beautiful view. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess that's what we'll get into right now is how we know each other. That is the next step of the pod. So, Leigh, we met on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And I got written down classic moments because you were one of the first people that were like, "Hey, I like what you're doing. I believe in you. I want to make glasses with your logo on it," right? Or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because you could see, like, yeah, myself and my brother have got, like, it's just a little sideline business, really. We both work full time or whatever. But obviously, I've always been into the hockey. We started making these glasses for the Storm during the Elite Series, and they've got, like, they're pretty cool. They've got like Spotify logo on, so you can link music to the glass and all that kind of stuff. And I was listening to the pod, and I thought, oh, this podcast is right for something like that, with your theme tune on and all that kind of stuff. So we still haven't got there. We're doing that just yet, but we're gonna definitely have a look at that.
I definitely I should probably let them know I'm using their song every episode because all I did was play it on Spotify into my headphones, and I don't think it's legit what I'm doing. I should probably.
I think it's all right with Spotify because it's there as a streaming service. So
I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules at all. I'm just having fun. Yeah. Don't get mad at me, folks.
Go for it.
Okay, Barry the Baguette. We met on Twitter too. For a guy that I don't really use Twitter, I've met all of you on Twitter, I guess. Okay, so what do I got written down here? Barry the Baguette. You got a baguette right beside you. Can you explain this? Like, what the hell are we doing here?
I mean, I'd like to say it's a good story. It's a story. It started probably about 4 years ago. Just me and my group of friends, like, it would go to the hockey with. We were just out.
Hold on, I got her name here because she's Sarah Curse. Is that right?
Sarah Curse. Yeah.
Yeah. She I was like her second podcast last year, no big deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Number one next year, maybe
we'll work at it. I haven't had a full year yet. Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, we're out. We had something to eat. I think we'd had a couple of drinks. We were just getting,
fans getting drunk and going to hockey games, eh?
Yeah. And she just randomly came out and was like, "Isn't baguette a funny word?" And we're just like, "What?" And then she just started, like, pissing herself, just, like, laughing at the word baguette for some reason. And then, me being a bit of a tit that I am, I decided to start bringing.
Did you say a tit? Did you say a tit?
Yeah, a tit.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure I understood. You said you were a tit?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I started bringing an actual bread baguette to the game at first.
I'll get stale, eh?
I don't know why, just for the laugh. And then one game, I was literally banging it on the plexi when Zach Fitzgerald was skating past, and then he started, like, pretending to, like, gnaw on the baguette through the glass, and then it just became a thing from there. Zach.
So you were bringing a baguette to the rink because your friend thought the word was funny, and then Zach Fitzgerald tries to eat the baguette through the glass, and then it becomes a thing.
And then it just becomes a thing, yeah.
Huh.
And then I was having to smuggle actual bread baguettes down my pants into the game because you're not allowed to take your own food into the arena. And it became a little bit.
Is that where you stuck Mosey's cheeseburger too?
we'll not go there.
Well, he ate it, Evan. You ate it, right? So, that was down his pants, man. Right?
Well, meat with the meat.
Now, you thought the hockey world was small, but now you're putting burgers down your pants and Evan's eating them. That's weird. Okay. Baz, I guess we talked about how we know each other.
Oh yeah.
I guess it was Wally night, right? You wouldn't have known me before that.
Yeah. No, I said I've seen, like I said, I used to go into the
Were
big
you
blue
with
tents
Were
a couple
you
of
with
times.
my creepy stalker neighbor when we met for drinks before Wally night at the oyster catcher, whatever it's called?
Yeah, I was there. I was down there, yeah.
So we met before
Hendo
the
was down
game.
there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I think we met just before the pre-drinks, didn't we?
Yeah, we were pre-gaming
because
before the game. That, like, when the guys warm up, we also warmed up, right?
Yeah, we did the oyster catcher. That's the one. Yeah, because Hendo came down as well, didn't he? Trevor Hendricks was there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right. I basically spent all my time with him while I was there. Yeah. We were together for about 3 days straight, and it hurt by the end of it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So we met that night. I guess, and then you were a hockey fan, and then Dan, we met. I guess my first year in Cardiff, I didn't live by you, but the second year when I was hurt, we lived a couple floors apart.
Yeah. You were on the 6th. I think we were on the 8th. You were on the 6th, and then you sort of seen the car park and stuff. I'd already sponsored the green jersey at the beginning of the first season, I think. You a jersey.
So folks, just so everybody's aware, he's not actually that creepy. He's actually my friend. And we would go to the games together. We went to Manchester together, where Leigh lives, and we also went to Sheffield, where the Baguette is, right?
Yeah, on the bus,
moly.
on the
Who's
fan
making
bus.
noise? Stop it, Baz. That was you. Cut it out. Whoa.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
Okay. Anyways, we went on a couple road trips, Dan?
Yeah, it was messy. We went with your dad on to Scotland. Your dad came up with us one day, in Scotland on the bus trip all the way up there. He was loving it.
Oh, then, he got Dundee drunk, yeah.
Dundee in a day, that was amazing. Yeah, it was a good couple of trips and stuff. It was a lot of booze consumed. It was funny, and it was funny. It was
well,
good.
I guess we got to talk about the basil and beef then, eh? Your wife got me on board with putting basil with beef, eh?
Yeah, it was horseradish. We were going up on the trip, weren't we? So she was like making sure we were fed. So we had like massive basil sandwiches with like horseradish. It just became a thing, didn't it?
Is it basil or basil?
Wow.
Basil.
Fuck off. It's basil.
Yeah.
You guys are a mess.
I'm glad someone raised it, because I was like, a what sandwich?
You guys.
What's a basil?
You guys are pissed as a fox. It's basil. But anyways, okay, whatever. It's not, but it's basil. But moving on. Sarah made us beef and basil sandwiches for our bus trips, so we wouldn't be too drunk, right?
Yeah, they were good, but it didn't last too long, in fairness, and it didn't stop getting drunk.
It
was messy.
It still worked. Yeah, you're right. So folks, when I came to do the pre-game speeches as Thor and a Viking, that was in Sheffield and Manchester. So I guess it's fitting that for the fan episode, I got Manchester and Sheffield on here.
There we go.
It was meant to be, eh?
Yeah. So the Manchester story, that one was nuts though, eh? Dan, remember that? The glass broke in the middle of warm up, and I was sitting there in the bathroom naked, covered in dirt, because Decent covered me in dirt to look more like a Viking. And when we got off the fan bus, the guy helping park the bus had a Viking hat on. Remember that? Yeah.
You guys let us in the bar really early, in fairness. which is always messy because it's a great rink, it's a great bar, and it's not too expensive. And after a long trip, you just get hammered even more. And then you grab the guy lent you his Viking helmet, didn't he, or something, so you could sit in a shower for an hour naked.
So I could break an axe at Richie's feet, naked, covered in dirt. Yeah, I sat on that toilet for it had to have been an hour naked, covered in dirt, like actually an hour, because the glass broke and then they came in, literally hung out in the room, and then got mad that the bathroom was locked because there's only one bathroom in the room. And then they went back out for warm-ups, and I had sat there forever that night. And then once I did my speech, I went up and had more beers with you in the crowd, right?
To be fair, it's amazing. It's amazing anybody can be naked in that rink. It is bolting. Like,
you can catch stuff for sure. I was surprised I didn't catch any infections that
incredible.
It is quite the rink.
Leigh, in Manchester, I remember, I think we were up there, Dan. I think you were with me, Dan. It was when he was doing the webcast, and they turned over, looked on the right-hand side. He went, "Oh, now we've got a guy with his top off swinging around." Yeah, it was me. Yeah. We got, no, he's seen it all. Now there's a guy with his top off. He looked down. I was like, just dancing to him and everything. And he's me swinging my top around.
So, Baz, why you're one of my favorite fans and why you're on the podcast is because you do have fun at the games. I saw it on Twitter. You were a new fan of the Devils. I had never met you. And that's why I wanted to have you on, is because when you show up to the game, you're having fun. You're not chirping anybody. You're not screaming at anybody. You're just ripping your top off and saying, "Hey, I'm having fun," right?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, I figure people who have met me and all that, and what rinks I've been, so I just love it. I just love having fun, watching obviously the Devils play. You know, I don't think I hope not. There's not a lot of fans that do not like me. You know, I do love a little chip on Twitter now and then, but. No, I love it. I love having a good drink, seeing all of my mates there. You know, like I said, I met Dan through.
It's like a family,
you know,
right?
through the Devils.
Yeah,
and
you took my spot on the bus, prick. I saw.
I did.
Yeah. No, but okay. This was my next question. We'll start with the Baguette. How and when did you get into hockey?
I started going to the Steelers when I was like 12 years old. Like the Steelers had only been a thing for like a year or a couple of years. I used to go quite a bit with my like best mate when I was a kid. Back in the days, like Ron Shudra and Priestley, people like that. Then I kind of waned off for a little bit. Football was obviously massive over here. I was doing like athletics and stuff myself, so I didn't have much time to go to the hockey as much. Busted my knees up doing athletics and everything, but you probably know about that yourself, or what that's like. And then a few years ago, like Sarah, we were just talking about off Instagram, she was a season ticket holder, and then like me and my missus were really good friends with her, and she just brought us along to a game, and I just fell in love with it all over again.
Yeah,
that was it.
Okay, no, it makes sense, and like I get it. Like it's like Baz getting into it. I know what it's like. You guys show up at that rink and it's like, some fans, whatever you got going on at home or whatever, like when you get in that rink and you see all your friends and you guys are like a family, like the back of the bus with the Red Army. It's like you guys are all a family. It's weird. And I was part of it.
Yeah, it's insane. Like you see these people like once, twice a week at the arena, and like you said, you're just a family. You sit next to the same people every week.
You win or you lose together, right? And you either get pissed off or you get happy together every weekend.
Love it, absolutely love it.
Okay, Leigh, how about you? When and how did you get into hockey?
Oh well, first iteration of Storm for me. It was like seriously love at first sight. I was only like 12 at the time, I think, 94. And Manchester, it was the first year of existence of the Storm. They were playing in the first division as it was then. I think one of your previous guests had explained previously, we had like the Premier League and the first division. It was a promotion relegation type thing. Manchester came up, they literally built an arena, NHL standard arena, and stuck a first division team in there. And I think I went to my first game was in the October of the season against Bracknell Bees. I absolutely fell in love with it.
Was it in the rink it's in now?
For years. Say again.
Was it in the BBT like it is now?
No. This was back at the Manchester Arena days. So this was 17,000 seater, all-seater arena, literally NHL standard arena. And genuinely, when I say this, there were probably a handful of games that first season where there were 15, 16,000 fans in the arena for a first division game against basically semi-professionals.
Yeah.
It was insane. The way that it was all marketed, it was like, as I just said there, the football's massive. Obviously, Manchester, big football town. There were billboards up around Manchester with the Storm on it. And they all had the new.
So they went all in. They jumped right in.
The marketing budget must have been off the scale, but it for the first few years it obviously worked because the number of fans they pulled in through the doors, it was intense. But for me, that first game, I saw it, didn't understand a thing, but wow, what an experience! I literally didn't miss a game for years after that.
Yeah,
loved it straight away.
It's weird in the UK because it's still new enough that there's people that have really never seen it, right? And then they see it and they're like, huh, this is interesting. Baz, how'd you get into it?
People have seen it years ago as well who were refining it again. Do you know what I mean? They've been in previous years and it's dropped off and then it feels like it's coming again now.
I've seen some pictures on Instagram. Manchester ain't pulling in many fans, eh?
I think it kind of struggles. I think in some ways, just because of the history of Manchester Storm and all the rest, it's not the same product. And I think some of those old fans, I think if they were coming back to something that looks a bit similar, might be more tempted. But they need a new rink. They need a new facility. I know
they do.
Some people love it, but it's not.
It's too cold. It's too cold there.
It's definitely cold when you're covered in dirt sitting on a toilet naked. Yeah, it's awful. Awful toilets, awful facility. Yeah, I was cold, naked, and afraid that day. But yeah, no, I get it. I see the pictures online of there's not many fans in Manchester, right? There's not many people going, but hopefully it grows because when I went to Manchester, it was one of the funnest nights I've had with Dan. We showed up early. They opened the bar early. Everybody hung out and had fun. The guy gives me a Viking hat and says, hockey family, go get naked and wear my hat. Cheers. Right. And he said, just return it when you're done. But that was the type of people that were in Manchester. They were great folks. Right.
Yeah. It is great. And the thing with Manchester is it is a different experience now, but it's a bit more authentic, old school hockey type environment. So
my type. Yeah. I
yeah,
would
exactly.
Love to play
So
that
it's just
rink.
different, isn't it? Yeah. They're working so hard though to try and bring more fans in and Finnerty.
Well, Finnerty, he was on, and I actually really, really like that guy. I wish I would have played for him or with him or something. I don't really know him other than a podcast, but he seems like a great dude and a type of guy I'd want to play for.
Yeah,
but you have the budget you have when you're a coach, and sometimes that budget sucks. Baz, how'd you get into hockey? Are you frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, you're moving.
Oh, am I?
Kind of.
I think it's about 3 years ago, I think, Wally, now. It was free ticket. One of my mates, Darren, who's literally my next door neighbour in the rink. He gave me a free ticket to go and watch the Devils play. So I thought, but guys wearing pads. Why are they all wearing pads for? A bunch of pansies and all this. So I thought, I'll go down there, go and have a look at it. And that was it, Wally. Honestly, since that day, that free ticket, I have been absolutely hooked.
Yeah, I know you have, and I've seen the pictures and I see
Since
the passion, and
absolutely.
I honestly would love to play for fans like you. If you're telling me when the fans are having fun and taking their tops off in the crowd, that's when hockey's fun. When you're enjoying it, or when you're gnawing on a baguette through the glass, right? Make it fun.
Yeah.
Right? Why is everybody so stuck up? Right?
Well, yeah. No, since like I said, since that day, it was just my whole life has changed from what it
Oh boy, he's definitely
was to what it is now. It's I was there. So I was in and out of jobs, but since my life went a bit weird. But since I've been down there, it's completely changed. I was a massive rugby fan, huge rugby fan. I was playing it most weekends, and all that was kicked into touch for hockey. and that's my life ever since.
Well, I think it's great, man. And I'm happy you're a hockey fan now because you seem like a beauty. Right up my alley. Dan, how about you?
Yeah. Well,
I lived in Swindon, and I used to go watch the Wildcats play against Cardiff, when they're like Shannon Hope days against like the Chamberlain brothers for Swindon and stuff. And I used to watch it with my dad, and I loved it. And then we started to play roller hockey like in '98. So it's like about 20 odd. And we'd play roller hockey on the Friday, watch the Swindon Ice Lords on the Saturday, and then drive down to watch Cardiff on the Sunday. And then it's just never waned. I moved to Wales to be with like an ex-girlfriend, which and I sort of worked at the rink in the bar in the old rink in town. And then just love it. I mean, it's just the best. And it literally, people sort of say I work for the weekend. I work throughout the week to pay for booze and hockey trips. It's just, and it's amazing. I've gone back to playing ice now with my team. And,
yes.
But I just get so you get a training session with your teammates in the change room, so you get to see that side of it. As a Devils fan, just get all your mates and have a beer, and you get to go like Manchester, which I love a Manchester trip.
I love Manchester.
Great trips.
Oh, I love.
I do love a Sheffield. The Sheffield Arena is amazing. It's buzzing. So for new hockey ever, if it was ice rink out on the lake outside my house, I'd probably watch it and have some beer watching that as well. It's just amazing, man. I love it.
No, and honestly, when I was hurt and I needed I wanted to go to help the guys and surprise them. And then your wife's nice enough to make us sandwiches. And then you get me in on the fan bus and Jonathan Williams. And then like we go together and I feel like I'm with someone and I know someone, like instead of just showing up by myself. It was really, really, really freaking fun, man, going to Manchester and Sheffield. And I totally get why you work all week to pay for those trips, because I would too, because it was really fun. And shout out to the Red Army, because what they do for the parents, like my old man, he said like his bucket list now at his age, one of the things he wants to do is go back to Cardiff and watch a hockey game. And it's because of you assholes, right? Like it's because of you guys. And it's because of that bus and what they did for him, right? Like it is really fun.
Yeah. That bus, that bus, I call it the battle bus. At the back of that bus, coming back from a Sheffield trip on a Sunday when you got work the next day.
But
it's pretty rough.
They're just like the U11s. They know if they win or lose. Like if you guys win and it's the way back from Sheffield, she is rocking. If we lose, nobody talks to nobody. See you back in Cardiff. Fuck off, right?
Jeez. It's still rocking.
Oh man, I've been on a couple of the sad.
Some good
trips.
times on that bus.
Oh yeah, there sure is. So Baguette, do you go on bus trips?
Yeah.
I've only ever been on a bus trip to the Challenge Cup, like the last game before COVID fucks everything up.
Yeah.
So normally at away games, I just drive everyone. So
I'm curious if Sheffield has the same type of setup as Cardiff, because they get on a bus and they're like a family, and it's like everybody knows everybody. They know like everything about them, and it's a family on that bus, isn't it, Dan?
It is. I mean, it is like a family for different. Everybody's always like people get too drunk, and you might have a little bicker on a bus with someone, and you just have a beer together, and it just carries on. But like you see fans turn up, you see like Sheffield fans turn up, and they're all having a laugh and singing. So it's got to be the same sort of feeling, It's just different themes and stuff. But it is a proper buzz. You get crowd surfing down and moving or so. Dude.
yeah, like going down.
Dan, that was the first time I met you, wasn't it?
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, you were at the bus stop on your own, weren't you? And you looked like you just stood with a crate of beer, not talking. And me and Kevin,
I was like a little.
Come and join us, bud.
I was like, yes, here we go. And that's the rest is history.
I'm still a little pissed off and jealous that you took my spot on the bus, Baz, but whatever.
Oh, Wally.
Okay, so seriously, how'd you lose all the weight? What'd you do? You in the keto? What are you doing? No carbs?
No.
Sit-ups?
No, it was. I think I said, looking back now, I said my last big, when I was big, was the Challenge Cup game. Like Pete was on about, or Barry the Baguette, shall I call him. Since we got locked down, I had a lot of things going on in my head, and I needed to do it for myself. So I literally was like working out every day in my house, eating really clean. And then when we were allowed to come out of lockdown a bit more, I was doing like 30 miles a day on my bike all around Cardiff up to Roath Park, and I just kept it clean. That's all I was doing. It was just a really hard push, but I think I said I'm at that level now where I don't care what I'm eating. If I do put a bit more back on, so be it. But I can always lose it. But I think the top I got to, I think it was just shy of nearly 7 stone I lost.
I don't know what that means.
Wow.
I don't know what that is in pounds, but 7 stone is quite a lot.
Well, I've seen the pictures of you in the crowd.
Oh, no.
You're definitely not going to be as funny topless in the crowd, just so you know.
Cheers.
Yeah. Only fat people are funny in the crowd, and you're not funny anymore. That was me saying, way to go, good job. And I did the same thing. I just did it differently. I went through a phase where I was riding the bike at the start of all this bullshit, and my lunch hours would be riding the bike for an hour. And then it changed to talking to my friends and laughing. And apparently I can get in shape doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep doing that, and I'm not going to exercise, folks. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Just going to talk and laugh. Okay. So Dan and Leigh, this is questions for you two guys. You guys both play inline. So the UK inline's a thing, eh? Because I played inline. Who's going to answer that? Leigh, you go.
Yeah, I haven't played now for a few years, but I played probably up to my, I'd say, early 30s or whatever. But yeah, kind of, it is a thing, and it went back in the 90s, early 2000s. It really took off. Like seriously, you could just go out and there'd be kids playing on the streets and local.
And that's right around when I'm playing. Yeah, it was big.
Yeah,
it was growing.
Before that, Wally, way before that. Like it really like.
No, I'm talking when I'm playing roller is what I'm saying.
That's yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it was like you just saw it was just cropping up everywhere, and it was like okay, and then next thing you know, there's leagues starting to be formed, and it used to be that you'd have like one league in the whole kind of the north of England or something, and then all of a sudden there was like leagues all over the place that are playing out at different venues across for the northwest. For Manchester, we used to play down in North Wales as well, and Sheffield, Rotherham, those types of places. And it just the whole scene took off, and teams were just cropping up everywhere.
No, I love roller, man. I actually owe a lot to roller and what it did for me, because when hockey was like big, huge dudes and I was a tiny little bugger, like roller was my way of continuing to improve and not like have to be scared all the time playing hockey, right?
Yeah. And one of the other things in the UK is there's not many rinks, there's hardly any ice time. So a lot of the kids liked it through the ice hockey, but you couldn't really get on the ice. So the next thing,
and it's cheaper, right? Like you don't have to keep the ice frozen.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it just like literally took off. But
just thinking
it's still quite a strong scene today, but it's not. I don't know whether there's as many as there were then, but it's still going strong.
I that's the thing, is like I would love to put my son in it, but there ain't any roller hockey anywhere around here, and I would love for him to play, but it just isn't as much of a thing. I don't think. I don't know. Dan, you were into ball hockey and roller, right?
Yeah, I was. Well, I play ice. Well, attempt to play ice now. So you say, like Leigh was saying about the ice time. We train on a Wednesday, like 11:15 to about 12:30. So you get home, cool down, shower, and then you get up for work for about 6. So Thursdays are long days. But yeah, roller. I used to play back like 20 years ago, and like you were saying, Leigh, there was a lot. We were playing in like the Southern Eagle team, like the Swindon Eagles. So we drive to like Basingstoke or Guildford or Brighton, and it was big thing, wasn't it, in 2000 stuff. It was, but I mean there is still stuff in Cardiff. I don't really know anymore. I mean, I did play ball, and then realised that I can't run. I'm too old and I just can't run. So I started to try and play ice again now, and I love it. And it doesn't hurt so much.
Ball hockey, when you're an adult's got to be up there for stupidest sports you can play. Like, you have to actually run. You can't coast. You can't just cruise. Like, you actually have to run to go get the ball. That is just stupid, right? Like, why would you play that? It doesn't make any sense. And I totally agree with roller, because those wheels keep spinning and you can just stop and just cruise, right? I played ball hockey.
You got to get them going first, though, Wally. Eh? My teammates will tell you that I couldn't get them going too well. That was the main thing.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I know you guys know that I can do a player review based on how you pod, but I'm not gonna get into what type of hockey players you guys are today. Okay. Okay. I kind of cut you off, Baguette. So you take a baguette, Zach Fitzgerald pretends to gnaw on it through the glass.
Yeah.
But that's 4 years ago. You're still doing it. And you sent me multiple photos. I didn't even know who you were when I was having you on. I thought you were the profile picture guy, right? Who you said's a player?
Yeah, Justin Hodgman played for us this year, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was you. I was like, oh, okay. So
I wish that was me. He's a handsome guy.
He was fit. I saw that. Assholes, fucking protein shakes. Games changed, eh? Fuck.
Yeah, it'd be a good pod though. He played in the show.
He played in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for him.
I don't know, like five games, 1 goal, I think it was. But
that guy can play in Europe forever. You get 5 games on the resume. It's because of you guys. You guys know that, right? So when they sign someone, they can say, this guy played 5 games in the NHL. And then you guys all just go, boing, just because they played 5 games. Well, guess what? There's other guys that didn't play in the show that are just as good. God, it's early. Okay. Baguette, you also sent me a good photo of Colton Freder. I haven't had him on yet, but I played Junior B against him for the Sutherland Cup. I played everywhere against him, college and then pro. So he liked your Baguette, eh?
That night he did. He was pretty drunk that night. It was just like an end of season kind of do.
Those things can get away from you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what that's like.
It was hammered that night, and he loved Barry that night. There was another night, I think it was the following year. He took a big dislike into Barry the Baguette.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was just launching him across the room. He got a knife and he was gonna like cut him in half. But hey, it's a good laugh.
Whatever you people in Sheffield are into, you guys do you. Baz and we're just gonna rip off our tops and enjoy the game. But I also enjoy white bread, so you can't judge. Okay, so let's start. This is the next question on my notes. You should see the notes today, guys. They're different than normal. Okay. Favorite barns, away trips, or rinks, and why? We'll start with Leigh. Hold on. Does Manchester have away bus trips like Cardiff does? Do you ever go anywhere?
I don't go on the bus. I used to in the old iteration of Storm. I don't anymore. Just mainly because, as you know, I'm a football supporter. I'm a City supporter, so I have a season ticket there. And I kind of rotate between the two. So I generally go to like the home games and a couple of away games a season now. But they do have a bus that goes, and it's supposed to be an absolute blast to go on there. I guess it's the same whenever you get a group of people together and they're going on the road and it's they don't go to they're not going to drive, they're not going to do this. You get the beers open and it's a good time for everyone.
It's basically like your vacation, right? Like that's
you do it for 24 hours. You basically you're on a holiday, aren't you? So
one of my favorite songs is
get yourself down to Cardiff.
I'll do it.
Get yourself down to Cardiff.
Yeah,
definitely get yourself in. Me and Dan will buy you 100%. I'll buy you beers all night and you will have an amazing time, mate. Honestly, it's a good crack down with us.
No more.
Seriously.
Yeah, you definitely should. It's like my old man said.
And you, the Baguette, you come down as well, mate.
Yep, I'll be there, man. I'll be there.
See, and this is the hockey world coming together. And you know what? Before we keep going, I better talk about this real quick. That my jersey behind me right there. My last jersey ever is up for raffle, as well as a Steven Dixon and his beautiful black hair. And a Graz 99ers jersey. And they're all coming on the podcast tomorrow. It's going to be Dicko, the GOAT, and Deese all together. Everybody's jerseys that are up for raffle are coming on, and we're going to sell tickets at my website, www.aileshockeytales.com. And you can buy tickets. They're £2 a ticket. And folks, I know you guys have lost your mind a little bit, but the other two jerseys are way cooler than mine. Buy tickets for those ones. Because it's getting real weird. But seriously, it's helping my friends, the Mearses, in episode 34. Garrett Mears, his wife was in an accident, and they have a 3-month-old Minden, and they have a lot of expenses. And I know the Ripley Wolves just had a game, I guess it was last night, that it's next weekend that they're doing a silent auction, and they're raising a bunch of money for them as well. But I can do this on my own. So please buy tickets and help my shed, help my friends. Cause I think when I see how many tickets have sold, it literally makes my heart almost explode that talking to my friends and drinking beers could do that for people. So please help, Okay. What was it? What were we talking about? Favorite rinks and barns. So Leigh and the Baguette and Sarah have to make it to Cardiff to meet Baz, which will not be topless in the crowd because it ain't funny anymore. And then, you do know that, right, Baz? Like, skinny people don't get to take their tops off in the crowd. That's why I got to take my top off, and that's why you used to. You know that, right?
Oh, Wally, but I used to love it when I was bigger. When I was taking my top off when I was bigger, the amount of abuse I got. Oh, yeah. The amount of the abuse as well. I remember the one woman in Fife calling me disgusting. Look at that guy over there with his top off. Yeah. And I was like, oh, what?
I know. People sometimes think we're disgusting. It hurts.
I was like, I don't care what you think. Like, but wow.
But yeah, I'm having fun, and leave me alone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fife's a tough crowd, though. They're gonna let you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I guess you got the message, eh? You lost all that weight, so good work.
Yeah.
Maybe the truth hurt, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so favorite barns in the league. So Baguette, favorite rinks in the league. Have you done many road trips, or you don't even know what they're like?
Yeah, no, I've done a few, but it's got to be Manchester, just because it's
so like Manchester. You're like
just because it's so different to Sheffield. So like we get this big 10,000 beautiful arena week in, week out, and then we go to Manchester and it is literally a barn, and like you can't see the ice, you're freezing cold. What is lightning, Jack? And
yeah, no, I really, my two favorite trips are Sheffield and Manchester, and for totally different reasons. Okay, Leigh, what's your favorite places?
Yeah, probably like for the same reasons, but the other way around. I reckon it's probably Sheffield. Reminds me of when I was younger and when I first got into the hockey, and I used to go to the Manchester Arena. And like you say, there's really nice things about Manchester, but when you go there, like week in, week out or whatever,
So do you guys I got to say my feelings about the Sheffield Arena. I'm going to say it because I don't care what anybody thinks. I think it sucks. I hate big arenas. I hate when it's not sold out. I would rather a tiny rink that is sold out than a big rink that looks, you guys can have 5,000 people there, and I still feel like I'm playing in front of 100 people. The only time I felt like it was a cool place to play was the Challenge Cup when it was sold out or whatever it was. The rest of the time, it's like, God, it's warm in here. I'm sweating too much. I think I'm allergic to sweating. Why is this happening? But when there's fans that are right on top of you and like they're banging the glass and it's like the BBT or Manchester, I don't know. I get way more into playing hockey there than Sheffield, but that's just my opinion.
That's one of the good things Manchester did recently with putting like fans down at the glass, because we never used to do it. Used to be up in the seat, and then you were like 10 foot above the surface of the ice or whatever.
You got to have them at the glass.
Well now. Yeah. And that definitely adds to the atmosphere, no doubt.
I actually remember a game now. There was a D-man, and I thought it was funny because the George brothers were in the corner. That we kept dumping it into the same corner, and I would just run the same D-man over and over again. And I don't really throw body checks, but I just thought it was funny because the George brothers were in the corner. And I still remember that game. But you got to have guys at the glass. Baguette, would you like to say anything about your arena after my rude comments?
To be honest, I agree with it quite a bit. It can be a bit of a library if it's only half full or whatever. When it's full and it's rocking, it's amazing. But exactly. I know what you're saying now. Absolutely.
No, you're right though. When it's full and it's rocking, like that Challenge Cup night, it's the best place to play in the league. But 99% of the time you play there, it's not like that. Saying. It's really warm in that arena, and I don't get around big ice that well. Nottingham and Sheffield were very taxing on me. Big ice. Okay. Baz, your favorite places to go? Got to get 100%. Into Scotland, eh?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to put neck out Manchester 100%. That away trip on that bus going up there. It's amazing.
Especially when you get covered in dirt when you arrive and get a Viking hat on.
But I did like Scotland. Me, Dan, and a few of us went up there the other week, and I spent, I think, £108 in the one bar on 26 Jaeger bombs for everyone. God knows why. I was up in a Glasgow trip, yeah. But yeah, Manchester all day.
Manchester is a great one, and I really 100%. Think it's that arena, but the people that are in it, like the people that were there, were very, very nice people.
Yeah,
Manchester's like that, up north. That's what people are like, anyways. Like, like you say, everybody's there for the same reason, aren't they? Like, you just enjoy the game, and you know what the best thing is when other teams come and they bring atmosphere with them, because that lights the rink up as well, So I think everybody enjoys it when you've got a noisy set of away supporters and all this. It adds so much to the game. So
it definitely does. And when we showed up, like Dan knows this, but we showed up so early. They opened the bar early for the fans because we had nothing to do for a couple hours, because like we were really early. And then the team didn't know I was there. So remember, Dan, we were in the bar that's straight across the rink, and guys are like standing at the glass, like pretending they're warming up or playing two touch. And I had to hide from everybody with a Viking hat on. And I was with all you guys in the bar. And at one point I was like sitting on the floor, like below the window, right? So they couldn't see me.
It's like a shield of fans blocking you from a view and stuff. So as you're warming up, you see him looking across, and you'd be literally ducking down, and the taller fans are standing in front like a wall, and you were like, "Can't see me." Whereas you wearing a Viking hat and stuff with that 4 beers in your hand.
I literally have never sat on a shitter for so long in my life. I sat on that toilet. Had to have been an hour minimum. I'm thinking closer to 2 hours. Covered in dirt. And so if anybody wants to picture this, that's been to the Manchester arena, I hang out at the bar with Dan, John, the boys, even Sean Phillips. I know you didn't like me when I was a player, but that's cool. You like the shed. We hang out at the bar, and then Deese is like, well, we have to make it more authentic. You don't look like that much of a Viking just naked. So he literally, behind the door, just outside, there's like dirt. He was taking it and rubbing my body with dirt. And then I sat on the toilet covered in dirt, naked for over an hour. And I was like, well, I guess the Cardiff Devils are paying me quite handsomely to sit on this toilet covered in dirt. But I was doing everything I could to help win the game, right?
What happened? What happened? Did Cardiff win that night?
Oh God, yeah. We won every game I did create speeches for. Won in Sheffield too when I was Thor, and I beat the wheels off of Deese with the hammer. He was Steeler Dan that night. Just rocked his world. He said he didn't sit down for a week because I hit him with the hammer so much. It was just plastic, though, folks. But yeah, Dan, other part of that trip to Manchester that I won't forget is the game ended. It was the last weekend of the season. We needed to win both games and we needed help to win the league. So I went to Manchester to make sure I did my part. And we win that game. And then the game ends and Franny's like, so we play tomorrow in Cardiff. You're going to go on the bus with the guys. Like, they're not going to be any fun. And I'm like, you're right. I don't want to be on that bus. And I went with you guys. And then we got back to Cardiff and we were back before the team. And you and I hung out in my car waiting for Carl Hudson to drive us home, right?
Yeah. You drove us. You drove it.
I didn't drive it. I didn't drive that night though.
No, not on the way home because we got the car, dropped the car off, and then we got back in the car. But we were waiting for Huddy to drop us off, so we just sat there drinking beer, sat outside on the car park, listening to like country.
Cole Swindell.
Yeah, sat on the floor in Morris at 2 o'clock in the morning, just drinking a crate of beer, waiting for Carl to come back to drive us back home.
And then the players come back, and they got like the game of their life the next day because they either win and they have a chance to win the league, or they lose and they don't. And me and you are just having a time. Yeah, I remember that trip. Fun times. Okay, Baguette, favorite Sheffield Steelers
players. Matthew Waugh.
He's on my list too. I agree. Yeah. I want him on my power play if I still played hockey. God damn, that would be sexy shit. Him in front of my net. Oh.
He's still doing it in Glasgow. He's picking up some points this season.
Well, he's the best net front player I've ever seen.
Yeah, incredible. Takes so much hammer in front, but yeah, what a guy.
Sun's up, navigating lieutenant.
Other than that, Levi Nelson.
Oh yeah,
what a hero.
Levi Nelson. He played in Kaufbeuren, left-handed shot, number 76.
What a guy. Beautiful man.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a man rocket?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Didn't get to take his top off in the crowd, you're saying?
Well, I mean, he's not quite Baz, obviously, but...
yeah.
Orwell.
Is he a real hockey player?
Yeah, such a good player.
How long did he play for Sheffield?
3 years, I think. 3-4 years, maybe. Yeah, such a good player. Wind-up merchant. Loved him laughing in the faces of opponents when they're trying to start on him. Scored a pretty famous playoff winner. That might have been against Cardiff a few years ago.
I actually don't know, so maybe.
I'm sure Baz remembers.
Is that that's when he would have had to put his top back on in the crowd?
Yeah. Yeah, so probably those top two. Current season, it's all about Barry.
Really? The guy that we set up a goalie fight and then he didn't come?
Well, I mean, Mac ducked him a couple of weeks before. Completely ducked him.
You're trying to be like Simsy now. So you guys know Simsy was just trying to get in Mac's head, right? Because Mac is the best goalie in the league, and he was trying to get in his kitchen and cook pancakes. And who knows if he did, but Simsy knows what he's doing. He knows that we don't want to give up Mac for Barry, because like, just look at their bodies. We need Mac in the net, right?
Well,
but if he needs to beat him up, he will. I mean, I feel like Don King in my shed, and I feel like we're starting goalie fights. I just need it to actually fucking happen, right? Like, are we having fun yet or not? Like, our goalie's gonna start fighting or not? Like, you can't start a goalie fight and then the guy doesn't show up. That's embarrassing to everybody involved in the shed.
Mac, it could have happened in Sheffield, but Mac turned his back. So.
I believe in the new hockey world, I was never a goalie, but I believe there's this thing they call bonuses for shutouts. Perhaps he got paid to not beat up Barry. But next game, we're not worried about that. You know, I've seen pictures. I'm not going to say anything, but conditioning could become an issue in a fight.
Well, only thing knows one time.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's gonna have to be
I know I got tired when I fought. That's all I'm saying. And Mac's a man rocket, gorgeous.
Yeah.
6-pack, in shape, not worried about him.
Well, only takes one punch.
Oh. Let's get it on.
Seriously. Gosh, I love starting fights in the UK in my shed. If people don't realize how much fun I'm having. Okay. I got a question for all of you. Have you ever yelled, shoot it, during the power play? Leigh, we'll start with you.
I'm not putting my name on that, Wally. No way. I'm taking no ownership.
Have you yelled, shoot it, during the power play?
No.
Baguette, have you?
I honestly don't think I have.
I hope so. Baz?
I don't think I have.
See, this is why you guys are in the shed. Dan, I bet you have, you psycho.
No, I don't think I have. I don't have in general. When people shout it out, you know the players know what to do, and it just
right.
I think I spend more time.
It's when you folks are yelling at me when I'm on the half wall to shoot it. Shut your mouth. Stop it. I know what I'm doing, and I know why I'm not shooting it. So stop yelling at the power play to shoot it. Okay, fans, fuck off. Okay. Told in the shed, don't yell, shoot it on a power play. Because you don't know what you're talking about.
Rant over.
Okay, Baz, favorite players.
Yeah. Oh, you know my favorite player is Bolly.
The goat.
He's tattooed right on my leg.
The goat?
Nope. He's tattooed right on my leg.
You have a tattoo of a player on your leg?
Oh yes, I do.
Now, who's tattooed on your leg?
I've got Mark Lewis number 4 and his signature on my ankle.
Oh, that makes sense. So he signed your leg.
So he come in. So when they announced that Lou was re-signing, I went down. I had a bet with his mum actually in the playoff weekend final where we beat the Giants. I said to his mum that if we win, I'll get Lewis number 4 and his and his signature on our signature. It's Lewis number 4 for a tattoo. So we beat them. I got it done. And then to announce that Lou had re-signed with the Devils, Lou walked in, the tattooist, and announced there and then that he re-signed, and then he signed my leg, and I got him to tattoo his signature on my ankle. Lost for words.
I'm really glad you found hockey and this passion. Interesting tattoo. But I saw him knock that guy out in, what was it, Hungary or something? That was a wild punch. He's still the guy that's like old school, that still plays the game the way I liked watching it, you know?
Yeah. He's a great guy as well. Really, really nice guy.
I met him at Wally night.
know,
I don't know how much he smiled when I came out naked. He's a little more serious
like.
than me. Yeah.
Yeah. That really good stare at you, like. Nah, he's a great guy. Lewis said, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I don't know why I took to him. I think it's because obviously, he's.
What's
I
the
would say the
style he
hardest man.
plays, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that he's the hardest man in the league by far. I don't know what Leigh and Pete and Dan think, but if you have a look at some of the people in our league, I put Lewis up there as one of the hardest guys in the league. I would say he hasn't done much this season so far, but he's an animal. He's an absolute animal.
But the thing is when guys are like that, they don't actually have to do it every year. It's like just him being out there, just him playing. That changes shit for the other team. It really does.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need guys like that on every team.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
but he can move, so he can skate. You know what? I'm gonna have to pod with that fella.
You're gonna have to, honestly. It'd be a good crack, I reckon, in your shed.
If you got his signature on your ankle, I'm sure he can come in the shed and chat with me, right?
Wally, is another thing for you now. Keep your eyes peeled for my Twitter in the new year. Okay?
Why?
Something's happening. Something's happening. I can't spoil it now, but
I already know what it is. Your Twitter name is Massive Baz, and you're gonna change it to Fit Baz.
Sexy Baz.
Yeah.
No, we got something. We got something in the pipeline for it.
Shirt on, Baz.
Yeah, on Baz.
It's not funny when you're skinny. Dan, what's your favorite players? I know I'm one, so you can't say me.
Yeah, I can't say you, but I can't see you. Back in the day, it would be Mike McWilliam.
Just so you know, you're my favorite fan.
Beast. Cheers, dude.
Cheers, Molly. It's because I'm skinny. It's because I'm.
Yeah, no, Massive Baz, you were cool, but now you're Fit Baz. Right. Dan's still my guy.
I'll take that. Dan's my guy as well.
I know, you took my spot on the bus, you punk.
I'm not gonna let that. You're gonna live that down now, am I?
No, that's funny. I'll be on the bus with you someday.
I can't wait. Someday. Wally, I cannot wait if you go on that bus, mate. Honestly, I cannot wait to that day.
Do you know what's funny is now, like, that I realized kind of what's happened is like, and then my old man says like his bucket list is to come over and watch a game. Like, I actually think that if I said, okay, we're ready to come, everybody pull your money together, the Waltons are coming, they would. And that's what's crazy about this whole thing. But I'm not there yet, folks. He's in Panama. He's on his monkey feeder. Oh God. But no, seriously, that's my bucket list is I want to take my kids when they're of age to like have fun with me and take them to a Devils game and like go on the back of the bus with you donkeys.
Yeah. Wally, I think if you announce that you're coming over and you're coming for a Devils Red Army bus trip, I think we're gonna have to put more buses on. It would
be funny. It would be really funny.
It's gonna be like VIP. It's gonna be like.
It'd be like honestly, when they brought me over for a Wally night and they made me a VIP. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the most absurd thing I've ever been a part of. I'm gonna take my top off of the crowd and make sure everybody has fun. Okay. Would you rather go to a Scotland triple header or a Belfast double header? Leigh.
Scotland.
Okay.
Straight away.
Baguette.
To be honest, I've done neither. So,
dear, you got to start living, Baguette. Take that Baguette in the bus, plane, car. Let's go.
Let's go to Scotland. Let's do it.
Dundee drunk. That's what happens to folks. But you got to be on a bus to do that. Leigh.
Yeah, I reckon Scotland. It's 3 for the price of 2 in it. Three different rinks. Go like road trip in it. Get on the beer and stuff. I know it's great Belfast, but it's home and home, and it's not quite the same.
Okay, Dan, what would you do?
Yeah, I agree with the rest of the guys. I mean, they're both great trips, but a Scotland trip is it is a special trip. You know, you've got loads of history up there, but loads of different proper old school pubs. And it's a road trip, like you say. Scotland trips are amazing. You can get Dundee drunk. It's amazing.
I remember shaking it off for the folks after we won in Dundee. A little Taylor Swift action in the bar, but you guys are also totaled, and it's like, okay, get up there and do karaoke, get up there and dance. I'm like, well, if you guys are having fun, I will make this fun, right? But you gotta actually be having fun, or I'm not into it. Okay.
Wasn't
Bouncy and Wilsey were singing "Shake It Off," and I was the dancer. I was their dancer. Yeah. I've been sent the video. I have it now, apparently. Anyways, okay. Next question: do you think that Disney should pick up the GB national team and make a movie? And is Matthew Myers not Matthew McConaughey? But seriously, we should get this movie made, no?
100%.
It's like I know you're a Devils fan, but do you guys get into the GB thing?
Not really, no.
No, not as much. I always had a hard time too, because like the season just ends and then they start playing these other teams and you're like, gosh, I'm tired. I can't imagine how they get all pumped up for that, but they really do like each other, and like what they've done is incredible.
What I don't get, Wally, I think it's the same concept with all like the GB side. You got like, is it us Canadians and that
on
playing for GB? Yeah. Is that the same as the rugby if it's like residency?
Well, it's like in Germany, like if you get your German passport, they'll have Canadians playing for Germany, right? And you're like, well, you didn't actually you weren't actually raised here. You didn't actually learn how to play hockey here. And you're right about that. But I think there's less of it now than there used to be of Canadians playing for GB.
I know I've watched a couple of games, but you're a Devils guy.
How about you, Baguette?
100%.
Yeah, I watch the games. I like to get behind it, but it's, I don't have the same affinity to the GB team as like I do like the England football team sort of thing. But no, obviously, Sheffield have got a decent amount of players who play for GB, so I kind of like to watch it, and it's amazing what they've been doing. So
yeah, no, it is amazing. Leigh, how about you? You get into it?
Yeah, when the championships are on, because they're on the telly now, they never used to be all that much really. So you do get to at least kind of watch it, helps you stay connected to it and stuff. But it is. I think the story is amazing. Like what they've done, what they've achieved is like incredible. And there was, especially that last championships, there was a real buzz around that, and the guys were playing so well and stuff. But it is difficult to get really into it because most of the time they're in kind of pretty obscure places that very few like fans can get over to or whatever. So it's.
Okay, next question I got here, because we've answered a lot of mine, but current season, your team now, I guess, Baguette, we'll start with you. You guys are hot, eh? Your team's doing well.
Yeah, we're not doing too bad. 5 points clear at the top, so, can't grumble. Cannot grumble.
Woo! Long season, Baguette, long season.
Yeah. But, we're doing well.
And Mosey's playing good, and you guys even have a lot of injuries and are still doing well, eh?
Yeah. Like last few weeks, we have been out on our arses. Like we've barely been able to run 3 lines. It's been a slog, but now they've been grinding out the results. So cannot complain in the slightest.
And Leigh, the only feedback I got about Manchester is there has been a lot of personnel changes, a lot of player changes in and out.
Yeah, and I reckon there's probably more to come before too long as well. It's been really hot and cold this season. They have one really good result, and then the next night it's like complete 180, and I think that's when fans get really frustrated because that the ability's there to get results, but you're not getting it any more than like 0.5 of the season, and it's like, well, at least if your team sucks, you're going to accept for the season it's going to be hard. But
Baz, stop breathing like you're still fat.
Sorry. How was that? How'd you know that was me?
Because everybody could hear it.
Oh, sorry.
No, but the only thing I got to say about that is, like, I know Finner's got the budget he's got, and I don't know who the bosses are or whatever, but like when you're a hockey coach, all you want is the budget, the rink, and be able to bring in the guys you want to bring in. And when you can't do that, it'd be really challenging.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, Wally, that Finner's got a pretty good record of doing a pretty good job with the budget in Manchester. You know, we've had some pretty good seasons whilst Finner's been here with us. And I think, you know, this is just going to be one of those. I think what happened last year with COVID and a lot of the rosters changed quite significantly, and guys that you thought you probably had signed for the next season have moved on. And so it was like, you know, almost a bit of a rebuild, really. And you don't know what you're getting until they come. And I think one of the benefits in Manchester is we've got the small building, the small ice surface. Normally we've got a pretty strong identity in terms of making the most of that. And I just don't think this side this year has found its feet really like that. So
yeah, and it's tough when you have a tough year. Like for all those players, it's tough, man, when you're not good and you're trying to have fun in life. Losing sucks for everybody. Okay. Baz, how are you guys doing? I see this Brody Reed guy scores a lot of goals, but other than that, pretty well pissed as a fart.
Oh, pissed as a fart always, yes. Wally, to be honest, I've missed a few games this season. Obviously, with my job where it's located, with work. No, with work. So I've relocated from Cardiff to Bridgewater now because I work on the Hinkley Point new nuclear power station.
Oh, you do?
It's about an hour away from I'm working on the new. We're building a nuclear power station.
Yeah. No, I quoted some work there. Heat treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a bit global, folks. We got a branch in the UK. Superheat. FGH.com. Check us out, folks. And if
you got to slide that right in there. Well, Wally.
No, but seriously, I actually did quote the work there.
Oh, so yeah. So I'm over there. So I work most weekends, and it's just coming back and forth. But yeah, I've missed a few games. The games I have watched, mix and match.
That's what it
some
sounds
games
like.
we look up.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys look incredible
games,
or not.
Oh, honestly, the first couple of games pre-season against Leigh's team against Manchester, we looked on fire. I mean, I was like, wow, this team, it looks amazing. And then it started just to wear off, and a lot of combinations, line changes, and I don't know. I think Brody Reed's a fantastic player. Josh Waller and Duggan, I love those two. Incredible. Sanford's gone off the boil a bit, I think.
Was that English?
You know, he was called Sanford.
Oh, I don't know him.
I think, yeah, he was scoring quite a few goals in, beginning of the season, but then he's gone off the boil a little bit. So I don't know. I think it's, like I said, it's a restarting process for us. It's a brand spanking new team, really.
Well, and it takes time, man. It takes time. Like, you bring in that many new dudes with a new coach, like it takes some time to become who you are, right? Like it was the same with Lordo. I don't know if anybody would remember this, but 2014, I remember showing up to a practice like months into the season, and I was at school, and I don't get, sorry for burping, the Challenge Cup or league or whatever, right? But like I didn't really get it all. Yeah. And then I show up to practice. I'm like, oh yeah, we've been winning lots of games. Like it's just gonna be another practice. And then he was totally freaking out. What is that noise? Somebody driving a motorcycle?
I don't know why that as well.
Holy moly. Anyways, but then we have this practice, and I'm like, I thought we were winning a bunch of games, but Challenge Cup and league are different games, and the whole thing is really confusing. Like, because you, as a hockey player, you just show up and try and win the game, right?
Yeah. But I don't know, Wally. I think it's going to be this season's going to be hard for us. I think we're still learning. The players coming in
and
from
that's
different
the thing.
leagues.
You gotta find who you are as a team. I'm just guessing. I don't know what I'm talking about really because I'm just in my shed. But you need some guys that are like, this is the culture now. This is how we do things. This is Cardiff. This is who we are. You need a Joey Martin. You need a Joey Haddad that are like just
100%.
Just the greatest people going. And like when you show up, they're like, hey, like we're the leaders of this team. We're the nicest people in hockey. We're also the best players on the team. And you guys are going to follow us. And that's the way it works. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, they're still over Twitter, like saying, "Oh, this is one of the worst Cardiff teams you've ever watched." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" But you'll still be there next week watching that game, and you'll still be supporting that team. Why are you criticising our team for? We've had a bad run. If you don't like it, the door's never locked. The door's never locked.
Second in the league,
we're
by the
still
way.
here.
I hate the negativity. I think the negativity is a bunch of baloney. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
There's loads of them. There's loads around the league.
Well, and it's crazy because so everybody doesn't remember like 2014-15 when we're playing in the BBT and we have no budget and we start building towards what Cardiff is now. Like, we won. Sorry. Like, it's not our fault that we won all this stuff. And just so everybody knows, I've had the owner of the Cardiff Devils on my podcast. He's been in my shed. And you know what he told me? He will never take a cent out of the Cardiff Devils. Everything they make goes back into being better the next year. And you wonder why they're good? It's because of that shit. So don't worry, 100%. Folks. Breathe. You'll figure out who you are, right? It just, you got to find a couple players. I hear this Matt Register guy is one of those guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just in my shed at 8 a.m. But I hear Matt Register is one of those guys that can bring a team together. So don't worry.
Yeah, when we in Scotland, we were Rinkside watching him in the warm up, and he's taking the warm up. He's doing the talk, and he's like an old school devil. I think he's outstanding. I love him. He's settled in the team. I think
he's the guy that is lead. Like Richie is the captain, and he does everything perfectly. But I think that from what I hear of talking to people is this Register fella is right there too as one of the leaders, and he's going to let everybody know how the Cardiff Devils play. But I've never met him. So
Wally, I think another player who's like talking about that, who's a leader now, who started coming his own, it's 100% Sam Duggan.
Yeah.
Watching him when he first signed Devils to what he is now, I reckon he's going to, I would say future GB captain.
And he did really. I've never seen him play, but
he's class.
Well, I've met him on the pod, and I could give a player review if you want, but like he's the type of guy a team needs. Do you guys want me to give a player review of a guy I've never seen play?
Yeah.
You ready? I did a podcast with Sam Duggan. I believe he was in the 90s. Okay. He'll do anything for the team. He does it with a smile on his face. The coach could tell him to play lefty, and he'd be like, yes, I will do the best I can at doing that. But he could also be on the power play, any position. He's not really the half wall guy, the goal line guy. He'll just do whatever the team needs. He wants to just help the team win, and he wants everybody to have fun when they're at the rink. And he works as hard as anybody when he's on the ice, and he's a gamer. Like when it comes down to game time, he's there for you, and he's going to show the boys how to win. How'd I do?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, really? And he's got bigger this season as well.
But he's a winger, right?
Yeah.
He's a winger. He's not a center, man.
Yeah. No, he's a.
Am I right? Is he a winger?
I'll hit. Yeah. I don't know what that means, to be honest. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You don't know the difference between a centerman or a winger?
Oh yeah, it's like a centre midfielder, isn't it?
Shut your filthy mouth, Baz. Okay.
I just watched the players go on. They got defensemen and forwards, and that's it.
The guy that takes the face off's the centerman. Okay.
Oh, he's a center. Like Dixon then.
Yeah, good hair, right?
Yeah, lovely hair.
Lovely hair. God, you don't know who centermen or wingers are? You're fucking new.
I know I am. I haven't got a clue. I'm still trying to get over. What's that?
You're
what's
still
the offside
hey,
thing?
at least you're not bringing in baguettes in your pants to the game.
Or cheeseburgers.
And then trying to make Evan Mosey eat a cheeseburger that you've had in your pants. Tell him to microwave it and eat it, right?
I didn't have to try.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it. I saw the picture. He was all smiles. Okay. I don't have a lot left here other than we've talked about all this. Other than I would say, Baguette, have you ever been to playoffs weekend?
I have been to playoffs weekend, yes. It's incredible.
Leigh?
It is such a fucking good 2 days.
It's the best. Yeah, I know. I got to go as a fan. I was not a player. I did not go the way the rest of them do. I went as a pregame speaker and a fan, and it was a fucking blast.
It's amazing.
Yeah, amazing. I love it. I loved it. That one. I've only been to one weekend. That's when all carnage happened. It was absolute carnage.
Do you guys want to know my story? Okay, I have never told this story on the pod before. I may as well tell this one. So I went all the way to the finals weekend in Nottingham, and I hadn't been on many road trips other than Sheffield and Manchester. And there's a lot of hype. It's playoff weekend, and I had been through a lot of different pregame speeches, and I didn't know what else to be. Well, I spray painted myself blue, other than on my chest. We had put tape on that said SWAT, and then afterwards ripped the tape off my chest. So my chest said SWAT, and the rest of my body was covered blue. And obviously we had a bit of a budget. So I had gone to Toys R Us and I had bought a couple Nerf guns, and I came into the room like I was a SWAT team. And I was like, if we don't move together, if we're not tactically sound as a team, and if we don't move as one unit, and I started shooting Nerf guns at Marshy. And then they went out and lost 6-0 to Coventry. If you think your team has a tough day, well, guess what? Maybe you've put in a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of thought and time into trying to figure out how to help them win, and then they still piss it down their leg. It'll make you mad.
They were probably on the ice thinking, what the fuck just happened?
I was up in the VIP. I was up in the VIP room. I was up in the VIP room with the George brothers watching us lose 6-0 after I had just been spray painted blue with SWAT on my chest. And I was like, are you guys kidding me? You guys can't try harder than this when I'm gonna spray paint myself blue? Go fuck yourselves. I was so mad that day. So then we lose that game, and then we're in the whatever it's called, third place game. Who gives a shit, right? And Lordo loses his mind that I'm not ready and spray painted and doing something. I'm like, you think I play for third place? You guys can get as pumped up as you want. I ain't going nowhere near that room. I'm done. I quit. I'm retired. But seriously, that's actually what happened. Yeah. So that's my playoff weekend. But other than them losing 6-0, I can see how every fan on every team, they show up there and they all just have the right attitude, whether their team's in it or not, right? Dan, you answer.
Yeah. Everyone. I genuinely like. You go to the weekend and you're ready for your team if you're there. But it's when you go to a pub or a bar, and you look across and you can see a Fife jersey, a Sheffield jersey, and Nottingham, and you're all lined up at a bar just getting beer, and you could look back and think, do you know what? This is wicked. Everyone is here, and there's other teams from like Swindon have come up, and maybe Milton Keynes fans who haven't made it the weekend, and everyone's just having a beer together. Different pubs got the same sort of mix of fans, no trouble. Everyone just gets hammered together. It's a proper buzz. It's an amazing weekend. I love it. But you see different fans, you chat to people you've never met before, and it's just an amazing weekend. It is, as you say,
fantastic.
There's definitely one thing I gotta say is I think personally there is a lot of inter-club breeding that weekend.
No comments.
There's some Devils that turn into Panthers. They're half and half. They don't know what they are. Oh,
and Fifers.
Seriously, you got a Steeler and a Devil laying the boots to each other. That's just weird.
I just hope the one day you don't wake up with Jack in your bed.
Sorry, what?
I said, just hope one weekend you don't wake up and have Lightning Jack in your bed next to you. Oh, that's gonna be the worst thing ever.
But like realistically, the only way I can have the shed and a podcast is weekends like that. Is the hockey community in the UK, the people, the fans, like you donkeys that show up at the rink and make it like a family, right? And like it's not just going to a hockey game, it's so much more than that, right? Somebody else
100%.
answer, not me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a bit like, I mean, that's one of the things about hockey in the UK.
It was like
isn't it?
I love that playoff because that's when
Leigh, go. I'm officiating now.
The fact that it's still quite, it's still quite a minority sport, isn't it, in the UK? And I think that's because of that, like it's like a bond between everybody that's kind of watching and involved in it and all the rest of it. Whereas, when you get with the football and things like that, it's totally different and everybody's there for their own reasons. And the hockey's just so different. It's just something that everybody's got in common that,
But the weird part to me is in the UK, is like you guys have made it that way. The fans that go to those games make it that way. The soccer fans that go to those games make it that way. In Germany, the hockey fans were like soccer fans. And to be honest, I didn't really like you. But in the UK, I really enjoyed after the game going out in the BBT to go have a beer with whoever it was, and we would talk about the game, whether we won, whether we lost, like who sucked, who played good. Navigating lieutenant. But anyways, that's what I loved about the UK, is that it was a hockey family, and it wasn't just the players, it wasn't just the guys on the Devils, it was the whole fan group, really. So
that was back in the day.
100%.
Back in the day, the playoff weekend used to be up in Manchester.
Really? At the old rink? You're not doing that shit in the BBT.
No.
That would be fucking awesome.
Imagine that.
Oh God.
Yeah, it used to be up in Manchester, and there was a pub across the road from the arena there called the Cathedral Arches, and honest to God, it was chaos in there. Like fans from every team in there, the players being there. It just went off every single time, and that during the playoff weekend, but after just regular season games as well, you'd have thousands of people in there some nights, and all the players would go in and have beers with the fans. It's just, you don't get that in a lot of other sports, and that's what I think makes the game in the UK.
I agree. Baguette, you haven't said much in a while. You got it in there?
No, pretty much exactly the same. But the game aside, part of what I love about hockey is the hockey family and how it brings everyone together, because we do all have this shared but minority interest, and it's just great. And obviously, it's great us having this sort of chat and having a beer together and stuff like that. And it's just really cool. I just love it. Yeah. And the playoff weekend just encapsulates all that together. It's incredible.
And it's the only league in the world that does that, right? That has and I used to, I guess, talk down about it, how you don't have playoff series, and it's just different, and you got to be different, right? Like whatever you're doing, you can't be like everybody else. It's like me coming out to my shed. I don't edit anything. I don't do nothing. I just send it. And that is what makes me different, I think, than the other pods, is that I'm saying I'm coming out to the shed. with 4 fans. We're going to chat, and I'm going to send this shit, whether you guys say something stupid or not.
But Wally, for like from a player's perspective, though, I guess like same thing, because you guys, if it was the same everywhere you went to play, then what's the fun in that? Surely, like
it's not
player,
the same. Everybody's not the same. Every person's different. You fans on the bus are different. The players are all different. Nobody's the same. I remember going over to Wally night, and I won't say any names, but like I flew all the way over to Cardiff. I didn't know the guys, but there was a couple guys. As soon as that game left, they got showered and left. And I'm like, you're a loser. Like, actually, like you just won a game. You just beat a team 3-0 and you're out of the room in 7 minutes. Grow the fuck up. Be part of the team, you know? But that's all I got to say. You got a naked guy spray painted red that flew across the world to try and help you win. And then you win and you just leave and you don't even like chat. Whatever.
A bit obnoxious, that is.
That's just not hockey, but
no.
You know, and you guys get it though. That's why I had you guys on. It's like, you guys get that. Like hockey should be fun. Whether you take a baguette to the rink, whether you take your top off, whether you sit in the parking lot listening to Cole Swindell waiting for Carl to drive us home. Like hockey should be fun, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys are spending all your money you work all week for to go to the game and have fun. And like, yeah, sometimes the team doesn't show up, but like, as long as they show up and do their best, and like, yeah, losing sucks. I know about it every time. Every time you lose, it sucks, right? Even if it's coaching under 11s.
Yeah, how'd you get it? Was it welcome? Did you lost it? You back in it again soon, or is that the only trophy you got this year?
We have one more tournament this year. So instead of having playoff series, we are now, I guess, like the UK league, because of COVID, we're doing year-end tournaments. Personally, I haven't seen a team that could beat us in a series, but in a game, in the Silver Stick Finals, when you go into a shootout, apparently you can lose, but I don't think anybody's going to beat us. Just thinking out loud.
See it as it is.
But what was really cool yesterday, well, not really cool, it was funny, was we won 2-1 against a team that was a rep team from a different town that like we're not even supposed to play or whatever, but we win. And then it's 2-1. It's a great game. Knox plays great. Colby does well. And then the game ends. I'm standing in the hallway after my speech to the boys, and I'm standing there letting them get undressed and do their own thing and be a team, right? And I'm standing in the hallway, and the ref comes up to me and he says, "Hey, so how do I get on the podcast?" And I'm not joking. Wow. I was in a town I'd never been to in my life, and the ref comes up and says, "How do I get on the podcast?" after we had just won. So the hockey world is very small. I have 4 guys on from Cardiff, from Sheffield, from Manchester, but like when people start talking, it gets very weird how small this all is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Baz, everybody knows you. Maybe not that you're skinny now. Like,
yeah,
now. I know. I think I blew up a playoff weekend, Wally. Playoff weekends was the first time I took my top off, and since then, that's when it exploded. Since then, and I think a lot of the Devils fans.
I had never taken my top off until Wally night.
I think also it helped the players, obviously, is when I ran to a shop when we won. I ran to the shop and bought a big bottle of apple sambuca, was it, Dan?
Nice.
Yeah, it was apple sambuca. You just passing it around.
Yeah. I get all the players are coming in, and I was just literally into their mouths, and Lordo had a good old swig of it, and yeah.
When hockey players take themselves too seriously, and like they take the whole game too seriously. Like, you're playing in the UK and you're making a few £100 a week. Grow up and have some fun. Let your nuts drop and live a little. Don't go home 7 minutes after the game to have your protein shake, you fucking loser. You know?
Your apple.
But like, seriously, right? Like, you're in the UK. You're not going to be retired after hockey. Go over there and have some fun, right?
Yeah,
like, enjoy the fans, enjoy the time, like, play as good as you can. But like, come on.
Yeah, this is
those guys got to understand how lucky they are to do that, though. I mean, it's like, you know, once in a lifetime type experiences, isn't it? And just got to enjoy every minute of it, because as you know, Wally, like, you know, before you know it's done with and you're in the real world. And
right. And
you know,
so like, what, you're gonna play the game and leave 7 minutes later? Like, why don't you enjoy what you're doing? Sit down, have fun, open a beer, and enjoy winning a game, right? Like, you can always go home the rest of your life.
People love Mosey in Sheffield because of this very reason. Like, he is such a fucking lad. Like, just last night after we played Coventry, like, he came out and he just had like a Christmas suit on. So it weren't just like he's leaving the rink. He's got like Santas all over his suit and everything. And like, just things like that is why everyone loves Mosey at the minute. Is brilliant.
But and the thing is like, he enjoys being a hockey player. Like, he's having fun. He is enjoying it. He's not stressed out. He's playing as good as he can every game, and he's doing everything he can for his team. And he's exactly who I would sign if I was signing a team. And who knows, if this shed keeps getting legit and my kids grow up, then who knows, maybe I'll be a coach someday. Guys, I'll tell you who I'd sign. They're the guys that come into my shed.
Come home.
Yeah. No, but seriously, like,
come home to us.
Evan Mosey and Matt Carruth would be two of the first players I would sign. And it's because they have charisma. They're enjoying being hockey players. They're having fun with it. Like they're bringing people into the arena, whether they like it or not, you know, like they sell tickets and they're good dudes. Okay.
Wally, it was like Mosey when he was on the Devils. Him and Doug had a wicked relationship. All the things they were doing, clapping hands after the game. They brought the kids back in. The kids you could see kids running on the rink doing the Mosey clap with Duggan. And
last week in Sheffield, it was just doing it on his own because obviously didn't have Duggan there, so it's just in the middle of the ice, just like
he was pretending that he was there by himself.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that is really heartbreaking.
That is.
God darn it. But that's like, and that's the thing is, like, if those guys don't get shit like that started, then the game ends and people leave 7 minutes later, and it's like, well, we like, fans just paid this much money to come watch you play. They just worked all week to be here and be part of it. Like, can you not take 30 minutes, go crush some beers and talk about whether you lost or won and have a good time? Like, where do you got to go? It's the same with my under 11 team. When I'm trying to have my post-game speech and I'm like, why do you have to get undressed right now? I'm trying to talk to you. Stop it. Let's have our meeting.
Yeah.
Enjoy being a hockey player. Where do you have to go so fast? We came all the way here to play hockey. The game's over. Sit down and relax. Don't go anywhere, you know? And I think, honestly, people could tell me I'm nuts, that I don't know what I'm talking about. The Cardiff Devils vibe, the whole groove started happening in the BBT, in that locker room. We would win a game and our wives would be furious out in the lobby because we just wouldn't come out. We would sit there, we would listen to tunes, and we would get proper pissed as a fog, right? And we would be in there, and so Lisa and Colby would leave because he was young. They'd be gone, so I had nothing to worry about. But all these other wives would be like, are you guys serious? You've been in there for 2 hours. Like, we're waiting out in the bar. It's closed. But like, that's when teams become teams, right? And whether Cardiff needs to hear this or not, I know Mac doesn't need to hear this or register. He knows what he's doing from what I can understand, but maybe you guys should win a game and just stay in the fucking room for 2 hours. Have fun. Don't go anywhere. Play the music, become a team, and then leave.
Yeah.
Don't leave
Shout,
7
Wally,
minutes
that's a
after
hell
the
of a
game,
shout.
or I'm going to punch you right in the dick. And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Leigh, the Baguette, Pete, Baz, massive or little, and my creepy stalker neighbor, Dan Perkins.